Hi, I've never done this before. So, this is something I talked about with some of my friends. I certainly don't feel like I have any kind of authority to talk about what was or wasn't the game of the year. Especially since I played, I don't know, like 8 games? So I went back and checked my Steam replay, which said I played a grand total of 17 games this year, only 10 of which were new for me. Astounding. So this is more just a games I enjoyed playing this year, I guess. Firstly, these aren't in any real order, and secondly, these don't necessarily come out this year. I just played them this year. Okay? Let's go. I don't know why I chose this one to be first, but let's go with it. So, you'll probably hear me say this a lot, but this was a game that I played on stream. The times when I played it were a little sporadic, and that's because this was my backup game in case our D&D game got cancelled. Despite that, we did actually get through the whole game. It took a few months, but for me, that's a pretty big deal. I rarely get to finish a game. That's at least something I'm happy with this year. The list of games I played was small, but I actually finished a few of them. Anyway, a part of me thought I legitimately wouldn't finish this game because I'm not generally that good at games. I'd seen the game beforehand and I was a bit intimidated by some of those boss fights, and getting through that last zone was rough. But I actually did it, and I beat the final boss on, I believe, the second try, which also surprised me. This game is a great roguelike experience, and I also really enjoyed the base building aspect of it too for the cult, which is odd to say, but that is what the game is about. It was really fun. There's even more DLC coming out for the game next year, so we might revisit this one.
Hello.
This might be a nostalgic one for some of you. I've never actually played an Oddworld game before, and let's sort of give a bit of backstory on this one. I like to play games with my fiancée Spook. It's something that we both really enjoy. It's how we met and got to know each other. However, these days, because of our work schedules, we don't get to play as often as we might like to. So that led to me scheduling it into my stream schedule. I don't know if that's cute or sad.
Ah, so you remember when I was telling you about there was that place to go?
Dog!
Oh, shit!
Well, at these times, we often like to share games with one another that one of us has played but the other hasn't. And so we arrived at Abe's Oddysee. I loved playing this game. It was a fully blind playthrough. We didn't go for a completionist run, but I did get the good ending naturally, which I'm very pleased with. If you've never played this PS1 classic, you should give it a look. It's really good. The atmosphere is great. The music, the sound, the environments, it's all just so well made. I can see now why this game is so iconic for so many people. Also, this game is not forgiving, so be warned. Okay, so I don't know if this is really cheating or not, but I technically started playing this game in 2022, but that was about 8 parts into what became a 30-part series. I think putting over 60 hours into a game in a year counts for putting it in your year wrap-up video thing. Who am I asking? This is my video. This was another game I arrived fashionably late to. My best friend Curls loves Dragon Age, which is unfortunate. So this playthrough came around when our D&D game went on hold for an extended period of time while our DM had some IRL things that they had to get on with. Curls jokingly said that we could play Dragon Age together, and I went, ha! Bet. So here we are. I may not have the same level of love for this game as she does, but then again, I don't think anybody does. But I can see why this franchise took a hold of her, and I know that if I had played it sooner, it probably would have done the same to me. This was a great game. Sadly, it is showing its age now. I would be down to see it remastered. Oh dear.
Oh, he didn't load right.
Oh, he is not.
Maybe.
Look what they did to my boy! Well, I would, if not for... Moving on. How many of you remember that I played Toonstruck this year? Because I didn't. In going back through my stream VODs, I saw that this got played legitimately at the very start of the year on January 6th. It was pretty much the first game we played this year. Toonstruck is hilarious. It's a point-and-click game that came out in 1966. It's only 2 years younger than me. You can still play it today through GOG and Steam, which is pretty great. That can't be said for all games. I played Day of the Tentacle and Myst when I was younger, so I enjoy a good point-and-click game. This was no exception. You're literally in a cartoon, so there's some great use of Looney Tunes style logic here. I use the term logic loosely. There's a lot of famous voices in there too, so you may find yourself spending a lot of time going, is that? No. Is it? No. Only to find out that it is. There was also a very funny moment on stream when Spook literally slapped the mouse out of my hand.
Okay. Again. Okay. Part 2.
Spook literally just grabbed my hand and flung the mouse out of it. He literally slapped my hand away from the mouse.
Again, I would like to preface again that I was an innocent child when this happened, and this was simply a case of bad people do bad things, and I had no context as to what was about to go on inside this barn.
So that was fun.
I am coming for you.
Much like before, I was playing this before this year started. More so, in fact. I played Guild Wars 2 on release, and then took a break from it for 5 years. How is this game so old already? But the new expansion came out this year, so loophole. When I got back into Guild Wars, I was determined to complete the story. All 10 years worth of it. And I did. I played that game once a week, every week, for a year and a half. And I did it. I ended up completing the previous expansion, End of Dragons, about 2 weeks after the new expansion dropped. I'd never been on current content in an MMO before, so that was a pretty great experience for me. Having sat and played through it as long as I did, I can say that Guild Wars 2's story is fantastic. I think Final Fantasy XIV players will relate to me when I say that the weakest part of the story is unfortunately the start, which is a shame. The amount of people that told me I just had to get through Realm Reborn when playing Final Fantasy, oh my goodness. They were right, but it's not a compelling argument to people who are just starting the game. Really, literally, we went to go see the gods and we were like, hey, can you help us with Balthazar? And they went, bye. Guild Wars 2 does have a major benefit of not having a subscription, so you can just jump in and out when you want. They're pretty good at encouraging older players to do older content as well by offering some form of reward, so there's usually people around regardless of what zone you're in. One of my favourite aspects of Guild Wars 2 is when a large event starts in your zone and a horde of people will descend down to take it out. I've been swept up in events like this more times than I can count. Also, the base game is free, so if you want to try before you buy, go for it. I'm fully up to date for the first time ever, so I will be there when the next patch drops. I've only been playing this game for a couple of months, and I adore it. Paleo Pines is an absolutely adorable farming sim with an amazing addition of dinosaurs. Like, what could be better? Also, yes, I was a dinosaur kid at school. If you've played Stardew Valley, you know what you're in for. It's peak cozy, and anyone who plays it will use the word cute a lot. This game oozes charm. Who doesn't want to run a ranch filled with cute dinosaurs who will then help you run that ranch? I followed the development of this game for a while prior to it releasing, and then I caved and played the demo, which then evolved into me playing the full game as our new backup game for when D&D got cancelled. I even played this game off stream, that's how much I love it. It's just so chill, it's great for relaxing in the evening. Plus this game has my favourite dino in it, so that's bonus points. I almost forgot to put this here, which is a huge disservice to this game. This is another game that I played on recommendation from Curls. I played it while she was visiting me, and we beat the whole game in one night. Play this game. It's like £4. Don't look it up. This game is best experienced completely blind, so I won't say any more. I really wish I could, but the game is just so good. Please play it. Look, I don't think there's anything I can say about Baldur's Gate 3 that hasn't been said already multiple times by multiple people. Game's good. It won Game of the Year. I think it deserves it. I've only put 20 hours into this game and I think it deserves it. Just as a quick example, I have really bad arachnophobia, and at one point in the game, we could see that there was a giant spider on the other side of a gate. I didn't want to deal with that. So, we trailed a bunch of explosives to the gate, used a mage hand to open it, and then used a firebolt to ignite the whole chain. Problem solved. Firebolts. That's what you want. Kaboom!
Yes!
If you have ever wanted to try D&D and have not been able to get a group together, or you're unsure if you'll like it, why not give this game a go? You can make multiple characters, try different things. There's a surprising amount of stuff you can do in this game. Plus, the story options are on another level. Just go play it and see for yourself. Honorable mentions. This was another one that me and Spook played together. It's one of Spook's favourite games. I think I did okay with it, though there were some times where it's clear I'm not as tactically minded as he is.
Oh no! This is awful!
Objective survive!
That's a legit.
I still had fun though. I don't have much to say about VR chat, but when a game accounts for 55% of your total playtime for the year, it at least has to get mentioned. So this Pokemon fan game has been around for a while, but it got a bit of recognition this year on social media. We have a segment on the channel called Pokemon Sundays, and a lot of people wanted to see me play this. It was great fun. I took suggestions from the chat for some fusions, and a lot of them were really cool, and some of them were... But yeah, if you're a Pokemon fan, this is a good one. Would recommend. This is where I would put Tears of the Kingdom, if I had it. If you played the original Digimon World on the PlayStation 1, consider getting this. It's a spiritual successor with some good quality of life improvements. And you get 2 Digimon. No! No. Me and Spook played it together so he can raise one and I can raise the other. It's pretty fun. It might be a little cheap putting this in the video, especially at the very end, but whatever, we're here now. I studied game design for 5 years, and this year, I actually got to work on a game. It's still in development, but you can go find it. It has a Steam page, you can go play the demo. I humbly ask that you do. We're planning on going into early access March 2024. This was huge for me. I actually get to be a part of something, and it's great to see it come to life. I'm really excited for it. I really hope people like it, and I hope to see you play it in the new year. Okay, I think I'm done here. I've never made this kind of video before, but I hope you enjoyed it. Who knows, we might see more stuff like this, or maybe it'll just be a one-off. If you liked it, then consider heading over to my Twitch channel. That's where I spend most of my time, and it's where a lot of these games were played. If you're curious on how I handled some of them, you can find VODs for them over on my second channel in the description. There are hours and hours of gameplay over there. Well, I hope you have a good holiday, and we will see you next year. Bye-bye!